Welcome to part 5 of Bugs Bunny's Crazy Castle 2. And in this stage, we're going after the stages where, or in this part, we're going after the stages where you're going to have to do a lot of exploring, but also keep in mind that there are a lot of enemies running around, such as these mice. In this one, you're going to have to use a lot of up panels, you're going to have to use a lot of ropes, and you're going to have to use a lot of ladders in order to find all the keys and get to the exit. Also in this stage, just like I've said before with the previous part, is that most of the keys are going to be in the more difficult places. Like that one was guarded by Yosemite Sam and whatnot. And your biggest problem is going to be that sometimes there are going to be enemies popping up and you're just going to have to react fast whenever they do. The worst thing you can do is make a long drop down where you can just land on top of enemies, and that's something we're actually going to look into in either the next stage or the stage after. But here you're going to want to use the ropes, and the biggest thing about climbing up is just to make sure you don't get surprised by enemies. You're also going to have to keep in mind where the invisible, I guess, ledges are, so that you can break the blocks with hammers and or with a hammer and then go forward. The thing you're going to want to do here is just mind the ropes and also mind where the differently placed doors are, where the difficult to reach doors are, so that you can get to those keys. And see right here, there should be another one. Instead, I'm just going to backtrack a bit to go all the way to the right. And therefore, when I get all the way to the right, I can take that up panel that's down. Yeah, that really makes a lot of sense, an up panel that's down. I can take that up panel all the way up to get the 6th key. And here, it's going to be a lot more of the same. You're going to need to use the hammer, so make sure you get that early. And you're also going to need to use the, or just use your eyes to make sure you know where everything is. And it's not like you have to know where everything is that you have to look around a lot. And the problem is with this stage is you do have to look around a lot, but you also never know when an enemy's gonna pop up. So it's a lot of read and react stuff. You just have to make sure you know what to do when. And here I'm just breaking a ton of blocks. Not really much to look at. Oh, good thing I went to the right first. And also, they really don't give you that many weapons to work with, so whenever you are running across, just make sure you don't put yourself in a bad spot and make sure you always have a way out. Just like I said in the previous part, or it might have been part 3, who knows. Yeah, at this point I have to look some more to find the last key. And yeah, that should be where the last key is, right here where you have to drop down. And that's the only place where you can get to that last key. And other than that, though, the rest of the stage is just more or less just exploring. And right here, there's a specific area where you do have to drop down in order to get to the exit. It's right here where you have to break all the blocks. There are 2 ways you can do this, either go from the top or go from the bottom. And I find the top to be a lot easier. But with that, we're done with stage 18. In stage 19, this is going to be another quick running stage where you are going to have to attend to a lot of things, as well as attend to a lot of enemies in pretty cheap spots. Just like this one, you're going to want to use the shield. And the most important thing with the shield is just get keys wherever you can, because once that shield runs out and you can't really kill any more enemies, well, in this case you can kill more enemies because there's an invincibility potion there. So just make sure you have them all lined up so you can take them out, no sweat. And right here, I just might as well save that one for the Sylvester. I think I'm trying to get greedy and go for more, but there were no Tasmanian devils that I could take out at that point. So I just did not. Instead, I'm just going to go back and come back for those remaining keys that I left behind. The thing with these keys is that you can get to them after you wipe out all the enemies. It's not like other enemies can use the up until Crazy Castle 3. They actually changed it then. But here you're just going to be moving through these pipes. You do have to mind where the Tasmanian devils are because they will follow you. And they can be trouble if they are going, or if they catch you going up a pipe at the same time they're coming down a pipe. And they can really gang up on you if that situation arises. You do have bombs to work with, but I'm actually going to save these bombs. And I'm actually going to try and trap these guys up here to make sure that they don't cause me any more trouble. Because right here there's going to be a Sylvester and another Tasmanian devil. And there's actually a block you have to drop down from on the right. And the best way to get to this one is that you do have to take the pipe all the way from the right and go up. And right here there's pipes you have to take in order to get to the keys. And getting to the keys is going to be the biggest issue here. Because the biggest thing is that if they are, or if the Tasmanian devil ends up getting there, or a Sylvester is just there waiting for you under the pipe, then you're going to have a lot of trouble. But in this case it wasn't trouble for me. Might as well pick up that bomb while we're here. And just taking the warp. And right here there are going to be a couple of, I think, either bulldogs or foghorn leghorns. Yep, it's bulldogs actually. There's actually going to be an extra life there, but you really don't need to get that because the last two keys are going to be here. And the easy way to do this is to take that up panel and take the warp. But instead I just decided to get greedy and try and go for the extra life. And right here I almost get royally screwed as the bulldog and the Sylvester both end up ganging up on me. But I did have some extra bombs, so I could get over that. And I'm right here, all I have to do, I said take the warp, but instead you have to take that pipe going up in order to finish the stage. Because if you tried going from that other area, you just end up dropping down from that block on the right. You know, with that, we're done with stage 19. Stage 20 is actually pretty similar to stage 10, in which they're going to be traveling up and down a lot of pipes. Except I guess stage 20 is a steroided up version of stage 10, where you do have a lot of pipes to contend with. You also have a lot of enemies to deal with. And just make sure they're on the right spot where you can go and get all the keys. Because the toughest part about this stage is that not only finding all the keys, but making sure you have enough space to run from all the enemies. Because that's going to be your biggest issue, because you're not going to have enough bombs to work with. Or you're not going to have any invincibility potions or anything like that. So you do have to just react to what the enemies do, more so than force the issue. And right here, I have to use the ladder to go up. Or actually, no, wait, I'm going to the pipe first, and this way you get the third key. Because, as I've said before, at this point in the game, all the keys are going to be in hard-to-reach places. And this is a pretty hard-to-reach place. And I see all those enemies decide to drop down, so that was my time to move up. And there's another hard-to-reach hammer. Well, at this point, I'm not going to use it now because I don't want to let anybody else loose. Instead, I will just drop down here and get some more keys. And right here, I'm just going to get everything I can. And just more. Oh, there's an extra life. That's all good. And as I've said before, I'm just going for everything I can because at this point, I really don't feel like losing all my lives and getting a game over, even though game overs really don't make that much of a difference in this game because you do have a password system, and the password system is actually one of the easiest out there. So, really the only point of game overs is in case you're going for a high score, Problem is, there is no high score in this game. See, here what I need to do is, mine the Yosemite Sam and also mine the mouse. So I can go down here and just get these keys. That's it. Wait, there's a shield, so with the shield that actually makes everything a lot easier. And might as well just get another key. And right here, problem is I did not have a pickaxe. I think the pickaxe is actually much later in this, or actually on that right side. Problem is I went there too early, so now I gotta take the long way. And I'm taking the long way. At least there are no enemies to deal with, so that's not the biggest issue. The biggest issue is actually gonna be getting surprised by enemies or getting ambushed. And right here I just need to carefully time my or door entrance. And I then realize that Yosemite Sam is guarding that last key. So at this point I probably should just blow up one of them. And then once again he's being a prick and just not going where the bomb is. He is not facing his death. But with that, we have all the keys, and now I just need to take this pipe up and go to the exit. Might as well just lay... Well, actually, I don't do that in this stage. In stage 21, this stage really isn't that hard, but it does drag on for a very long time. Mainly because you do have to take the up panels to fly up. And you have to really be careful about where you land in order to get all the keys, as well as get all the weapons you need. And all the items you need, because you do need a hammer here. And right here I just might as well shoot down Daffy and collect this life. Because the weapons actually don't make that big an impact in this stage unless you get trapped. But here it's really more about just going through the stage quickly. And the reason is, once you go to that second area, you don't really have to worry about the enemies as much because there are shields you have to work with. And right here I just need to get that last key. And really it's just not about putting yourself in a bad spot. I mean, this stage is actually fairly easy. You just have to make sure you don't trap yourself by accident. And the reason I sped all this up is because this stage does take forever to do, with the slowdown as well as the amount of time it takes just to do just to play the damn stage. But with that, let's just go up here, take the warp, and finish the stage. And that is the end of stage 21, and that is the end of part 5. So join me next time as we take on probably some of the hardest stages in the game. I'll see you then.